everybody. I don't know how entertaining we'll be today because our topic is something that is really, I hope, going to generate some Q&A today, and we're going to have a conversation because the topic that we're talking about is what is health coaching and how is it different from personal training and how is it different from therapy? And, what is this buzzword that we have been hearing about for the past few years? I am a certified health coach, thanks to Mary Barley, who, when I described to her what I wanted to do, told me, there's this thing, it's called health coaching, and that's what you want to do. And I'm so thankful for that insight because it put me on the path to becoming a certified health coach and now being a board certified health and wellness coach. And we're going to talk today about what that means and what coaches do, and then how that's different from a personal trainer, the different roles that they play. We're going to talk about scope of practice, and we're going to talk about how to choose a coach. And the reason why we chose this subject for Working Well University is because it is a word that has just spread like wildfire, and it has never really been very clearly defined. And so you'll hear people talk about being a health coach or a wellness coach, and some of those people are credentialed professionals who have graduated from accredited programs, and some of them are not. And it's important to know the difference because you deserve the best quality service that is available to you. And then sometimes we see coaching used to describe partnership with a personal trainer or a fitness coach. And that can be confusing as well because the two services are similar and complement each other, but they're actually different things. So I'm going to share my screen so that we can see the slides that I've put together. And of course, this is always the tricky part in any presentation because you never know if you're going to get it right. Present, that's what I want. So I'll also say that I am not super savvy at being able to monitor the chat box while I'm presenting. So if you ask a question, and I'll do my best to be able to get into the chat and see what it is and then answer it.
I'll watch it for you too. So
cool.
I'll know if, yeah.
Thanks.
Into it.
And then also, if at any time during the presentation you have a question or a comment, please just jump on in and ask it. It's a small enough group today, we can be informal and just have a conversation. So today we're going to talk about coach or trainer, which is right for you. We're going to define what health coaching is and understand the role of a health coach, when it's time for a health coach, the difference between health coaching and personal training, how to choose the best coach or trainer for your needs, and how to know what to expect when you're working with a health coach. And I'll also say that this topic is so broad. It is an emerging profession as we speak, and so it is still evolving and growing and maturing. And so I could give this presentation in a couple of years and it would likely include different, more evolved information. So, part of participating in coaching is being part of a discovery process, and that's exciting too. So, the real question of the day, do I need a coach or do I need a trainer? And it really depends on what it is that you want to do. They are different jobs, but they complement each other. An easy, succinct way to say it is that a health coach really focuses on the big picture of your life. As I'm a health coach, and this presentation is by no means an advertisement for what I do, but I'm also a personal trainer. I chose to focus my energy on health coaching because I really want to help people design healthy, balanced lives. And that's what a coach focuses on, the pieces and parts of your life that fit together to be what your day-to-day life is. And helping you to identify where you can plan and design that for ultimate satisfaction with just living a healthy, balanced life. A personal trainer is a more fine focused job, and that's really focusing on helping you achieve greater physical fitness. Now, the areas where these two jobs blend together are in that they definitely are both accountability partners, absolutely going to be a source of motivation and encouragement, definitely going to be somebody that you should feel comfortable with and will probably develop some level of a friendship with. And somebody who is going to be invested in your life, and especially as it relates to your health and well-being. But there are some differences between the two. Health coaches are facilitators of change. Health coaches have a different type of training that helps you to be able to create a big picture vision of your life. A health coach is going to help you understand and be more aware of your patterns and your behaviors so that you can make the workout program stick. A lot of times as a health coach, somebody will come to me and say, I've worked with a trainer and I just couldn't get it going. And I hired a nutritionist and a dietitian and I just couldn't get it together. I just don't know what I'm missing. And that's where a health coach can be helpful, because the health coach can help you identify how ready you are to make change in the first place, help you understand what motivates you, why you want change, and what areas of your life need to be changed in what order. And a health coach can help you create a plan and help you to navigate it. And so your health coach is somebody who is credentialed and has a holistic, big picture set of training in not only health and wellness topics, but also the psychology of change. A personal trainer is somebody who is working one-on-one with you or in a group to develop and implement a fitness training program to achieve physical fitness goals. Now, that does not necessarily mean that your trainer is not going to inspire you to also manage your time differently, select how you spend your social time. As you develop goals and an exercise program with a personal trainer, you should absolutely see that bleed into other areas of your life, but it's not their focus. The focus of your trainer is to introduce you to exercises that are based upon your goals, your skill level, and your need. So a trainer can help you learn how to perform exercises. A trainer will be by your side literally as you exercise. A trainer can help you raise awareness and understanding of your body and how to work with whatever strengths or limitations that you may have so that you can strengthen it and have it be the healthiest that it can be. The trainer is going to have specialty training in anatomy and physiology, and also is going to have a background in common injuries and how to work around injuries, limitations, recovering from any type of surgery or anything like that, so that you can modify your exercises to be able to stay physically fit. Your health coach is not necessarily going to be the person who is going to advise you in that way. Your health coach is going to help you, is going to connect you with the person who can help you with the specifics of exercise. A trainer is absolutely the person that you want to go to when you're ready to take it to the next level. or if you want to train for a specialized sport or an event. Many times, as a coach, somebody will come to me because they want help losing weight. And that's a great example of where a health coach and a trainer can work together, because a trainer is going to be able to engage you in the types of exercise that will lead to weight loss. And your health coach is going to help you create the life structure that facilitates those activities. And then your trainer is absolutely going to help with motivating you, being accountable, having you be accountable to them, and eventually be accountable to yourself, and help you connect to your internal motivations to work hard in the moment. Now, the next few slides that I have are going to be some examples of ways that coaching and training are different. But before we move into this, I want to ask, are there any questions at this point between what a coach does and what a trainer does? All right. Okay, so this chart that I'm sharing with you is something that was developed by Health Coaches International. And so I did not create this content, but it is so well done that I wanted to share it with you, because it shows the different areas where coaches and trainers differ and how they work together. So one of the places where you're going to see a difference, and it's helpful to understand, because depending on when you think about your personal goals and what you have as your personal focus and priority for your life right now, think about which is the most appropriate for you. So a personal trainer is going to be in charge of allocating activities, is going to be in charge of telling you what to do. Your personal trainer is you can expect that when you go to work with your trainer, that person is going to have a plan for you. They're going to have a workout for you, and they are going to instruct you in what to do. Your coach works as more of a partner with you. And so it's a much more conversational based. You're a lot of questions about what you want in your life, and a lot of discovery questions to identify why that's important, what your priorities are, what your barriers are. And so sometimes people come to a coach and get frustrated because they are waiting to be told what to do. How do I solve this problem? That's a trainer. A coach helps you discover how to solve the problem. So working together, a personal trainer is going to prescribe and instruct, and a coach helps you be able to make the plan for yourself. We differ in our expertise. Personal trainer is the expert when it comes to exercise, technique, and performance. A coach may also have that background, but it's not their area of focus. Like, for example, I'm certified as a personal trainer. I refer to personal trainers all the time because it's not my specialty area. I have the knowledge, I have the credential, but I don't use it enough to feel like I'm a qualified and like I'm the best on top of the latest trends and the latest research when it comes to exercise. And so I refer out to great trainers all the time, because my focus is working with people as the expert in their life. One of the things that coaches always learn as soon as they get to any type of credentialing program is coaches are not in the expert seat. If you want to be the teacher, you want to be the expert, then you need to be a trainer. A trainer is the expert. The coach is the container. And so a health coach is going to guide you towards developing a plan based on your strengths, and that is going to be appropriate for the bigger picture of your life. If you go to a coach wanting to be given a plan, you're going to be disappointed or frustrated. If you go to a trainer wanting to learn how to solve your emotional eating problems or your stress management hurdles, that's going to be frustrating also. We differ in our approach. As I just said, a trainer is about instruction. It's about measuring, monitoring, It's about prescribing and leading. A coach is a much more warm and fuzzy, nebulous conversation. We're talking about exploration. We're not telling you what to do. We're asking what you want and then helping you figure out how to get it. So there's a lot of curiosity. There's a lot of future planning, and there's a lot of building efficacy. Self-efficacy is different from self-esteem in the sense that self-efficacy focuses on how confident you feel that you are able to follow through on things, as opposed to how confident you feel that you are worthy of having good things happen to you, which is self-esteem. Many times a health coach's focus is long-term into the future, and a personal trainer's focus is in the moment, because you're with your trainer to focus on that workout for that day and in the scope of that week or that month. Your health coach is looking further into the future. Our process is often different as well. As I mentioned before, a trainer is going to have a plan for you. And that's not to say that it's a cookie cutter template plan that everybody gets the same thing. It's absolutely customized for your goals and your needs. But it is something that is designed using the trainer's expertise. And I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I thought you had a question, Mary. And then it's often going to be very linear in its nature, as in this is where we start, then we do this.
Like, but
I think
are you married or what?
Is somebody not muted?
it's not muted.
Yeah, we're hearing somebody talk in the background. Please mute yourself.
So your process with a trainer is going to be linear in the sense that you are able to look at, this is your training plan. We're going to start here, then we progress to this level, we progress to this level, progress to this level. It absolutely is adaptable if things change, but it's essentially going to be a plan of work that we're going to work through together. Working with a health coach is non-linear, and it can go in different directions. Many times when somebody comes to me as a client, they come with one goal in mind. It's usually weight loss, and we end up working on stress management, or we end up working on time management, or we end up working on relationships and boundaries. And then by facilitating those areas of balance in life, then the stage is set for weight loss. And so, that's part of the beauty of coaching, is that it's completely open-ended, but not everybody's comfortable with that. And so that's an important thing to consider when you are trying to decide whether or not you're ready for a coach or in need of a trainer, is how linear your goal is right now. Another area of discernment is the concept of fixing. Many times working with a personal trainer, and a coach, people typically seek out assistance or consultancy or coaching or advisement because they've gotten to a point where they don't know what to do next, or they've gotten to the end of their expertise or comfort level, and they need to bring in an expert who can guide them. Sometimes people are perfectly aware of what they need to do. They just feel like they do a better job when they have some accountability and support or camaraderie. I know I definitely work harder when I'm with a trainer or in a class than I do working out on my own. And so, that's a known thing. But when it comes to fixing things, a trainer often can be a help when it comes to fixing problems, especially if you have a problem with form, consistency, knowing what to do, or getting to the next level in your physical fitness. In health coaching, our philosophy is a little bit different. We don't necessarily see problems that need to be fixed. We are always focusing on what's going well and what do you want more of. And so there's a lot of guidance towards strengthening the positive traits and creating an environment where the solutions fall into place naturally. And so this is a place where, you know, we absolutely can work together, because a health coach is focusing on the big picture and your trainer is able to help you with the nuances of the logistics of getting that done. I think I've kind of already said this, but personal trainers, you know, take a look at the present, look at past behaviors, and prescribe what needs to be done in the present. Health coaches are very future focused. We do look at the past, and we absolutely pay attention to the present, but it's also focused on, you know, future planning. And so there's a difference in the kind of information that your trainer will want from you versus your coach. So, you know, a trainer is going to be focusing a lot on exercise and eating history. A health coach is also interested in those things, but looking at it from a perspective of why are you what are you motivated to do these things, and what do you see about your patterns? What have you discovered about yourself, and how can you use that to facilitate change? And our purpose is different. A trainer is going to prescribe exercise programs. They're going to instruct and demonstrate. They're going to meet you where you are to motivate you. They're going to monitor your performance, and they're going to advise you. Your coach is going to help you find meaning in the decisions and actions. They're going to connect with your intent and help you identify the outcomes that you want. Help with developing self-efficacy, guiding through barriers and limitations. Hopefully encourage you to broaden your comfort zone and push yourself into feeling feelings that you might not have, that you might have been avoiding. And then really having all of that work together. So if you have a trainer and a coach, it's really helpful for them to know each other, because their work is very much complementary. So, you know, as I said earlier, there are a lot of ways that coaches and trainers become certified. Now, this is a very, very important part, because the word coach is not regulated. And I heard a commercial on the radio the other day from somebody who said they were a certified CBD coach. And I thought I was going to drive off the road, because you can just about attach the words certified and coach to almost anything right now, and there's no legal recourse. It's still a profession that is growing in its regulatory boundaries. And so it's important that you're working with somebody who is credentialed from an accredited, legitimate organization. Here's just an example of some of the places that are really well done with how they provide coach training. As if you have any experience with anything that you've done with working well in the past, you know that evidence-based and data-based research is where the magic is. And so you want to make sure that the person you're working with is certified by one of these organizations. I personally started my certification journey with Well Coaches. I'm a Well Coaches certified health and wellness coach. I'm also certified by ACE as a personal trainer. But then this one up at the top, the Circle NBHWC, that's your gold standard right there. National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach. This is the system that we've been working for years, to have a national board certification. And we are in the process now of achieving a diagnostic code so that our clients and physicians can be reimbursed by their insurance companies for health coaching. And so this is just an example. There are a lot of organizations out there. If you did a quick Google search, you'd have dozens of results telling you how you can become a certified health coach. You want to make sure that the program that, if you're interested in becoming a health coach, the program that you enroll in, or the program that your potential coach has graduated from, is approved by the National Board for Health and Wellness Coaching. A big area is scope of practice. Now, this slide is related to coaching and not training, but I'll also address that. It's really important that your coach be completely clear with you what their scope of practice is. And it's a red flag if your coach is telling you that they can treat an illness, diagnose an illness, if they are providing therapy or counseling services. Never your coach nor your trainer, unless they have a complementary designation as a registered dietitian, should be giving nutritional advice. And a coach, unless your coach is certified as a personal trainer, should not be designing an exercise plan. And so it's important to know that what your need is, so that you can choose the best professional for you. If you have a recurring injury, or if you have autoimmune disorders, or if you have nutrition imbalances, a personal trainer or a health coach is not necessarily the person that you need to work with. And if you are talking to somebody who tells you that they can help with those things, then they are out of their scope of practice, and that's a red flag. Another big red flag is anybody who is selling supplements or selling a product to you, or recommending products that they are compensated for selling. That is a big red flag. It's a personal no-no for me as well. I consider it to be a conflict of interest. And sometimes there are organizations that will certify somebody as a coach, and what that person really does is sell the exercise program and the supplements or shakes that go with it. That's part of what the coaching industry is working to regulate, so that we can keep that designation as credible as possible. What your coach can do is help you to understand your diagnosis and your plan of care. So many times a doctor will refer a patient to a health coach after they have created the treatment plan. And then the coach can help the client implement the treatment plan. The coach does not create the treatment plan. The coach can help you take what your doctor's recommendations are and put them into practice. Your coach can provide general information and education about biometrics, but cannot diagnose you with any medical condition. Your coach absolutely listens with compassion, and should be skilled at motivational interviewing and helping you to acknowledge and understand your emotions. But you're ready, willing, and able to refer to a licensed clinical counselor or psychotherapist if the topic of conversation is something that is out of the scope of practice for a health coach. One way to tell whether or not you are seeking a health coach versus counselor is that your counselor helps you to make peace with the past, helps you to explore the past, understand, and make peace with what has happened in the past so that you can move forward. Your health coach is forward thinking. Your health coach is where you go after therapy. Once you have made peace and gotten to a place with your emotions, and your past life, and now you are ready to move forward. Then it's time for your coach to come in. I know that my clients need to be referred to a counselor when we are not making progress, and it's because of trauma or because of deep-seated emotional barriers that are preventing them from being ready to take action on their goals. And so your coach is not your counselor. Your coach is a partner with your counselor. And so your coach should always be ready to refer you. And your coach should have a robust catalog of specialists that they can refer you to, and should be confident and excited to do that. So some things to think about if you're looking for a coach or a trainer is consider their education, their training, and their certification, and absolutely do some research on the organization that they are certified through. If it seems fishy to you, it probably is. It should be very clear, professional, evidence-based, no gimmicks. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Absolutely consider their focus area. I refer to other coaches all the time when it's something that is just not where I do my work. I do a lot of work in tobacco cessation. I do work in emotional eating. I do work in stress management, time management, and general life balance. I don't necessarily do work in career coaching. I'm not a life coach. I'm not a relationship coach. And I'm happy to refer to my colleagues who are. So ask about their focus area, and definitely ask for referrals and testimonials from people that they've worked with in the past. Also, consider their method and style of coaching. You can discern a lot of this from many times people will provide a free or one-time fee consultation, and you can each determine whether there's a rapport and whether they're going to be the right fit for you. Think about what your needs are, what your work style is, what your availability is, your communication style, and the coach that you're talking to should be able to also share with you whether they feel like they're going to be able to help you, or whether they can refer you to somebody else who can. And then you always want to look for an absence of bias. Are they selling a health product? I can't stress this enough. You have got to be front and center, the only focus in the work that you're doing with your coach. It is all about you. If they're ever have a conflict of interest of being compensated because they have also sold you supplements or shakes or enrolled you in a program, I consider that to be a red flag, and it's something that I think you need to be aware of. So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that we can talk openly, and I can see you. Are there any questions? Let's talk about it.
Can you talk a little bit about how the two charge?
Yeah.
And if there's a difference in that?
Well, health coaching and training are typically evenly matched when it comes to what you can expect to pay. But it also depends on how your coach or your trainer structures their business. So for example, if you hire a trainer through a gym, it's either going to be included in your membership fee, or you're paying the trainer privately to work with you. Health coaching is currently not, well, and I'll say this also. Right now, personal training can be reimbursed by your insurance, depending on how you approach the trainer. If you are training because of for weight loss, and it's something that's prescribed by your doctor, you can be reimbursed by insurance for personal training services.
CHP, does CHP do that?
CHP will reimburse for fitness registration fees up to $150. And you need to show a receipt. Like, so if you are a member of a gym and you pay your membership fee and you've reached the threshold of $150, then they can give you a receipt and you can send it to CHP and they'll reimburse you.
Right, I know about that. Does that go for health coaching too? Are they doing that?
No, at this point, it does not. And we're working, the health coaching industry is working towards having that be the case. Because a lot of times people will come to a health coach after they've already been to a trainer and they've been to a dietitian, both of which are reimbursed by insurance. But they aren't satisfied because the nutritionist and the well, there's a difference between a nutritionist and a dietitian, but the nutrition expert and the fitness expert were there to provide expertise, not to help somebody change their habits. And there's a big difference.
Right, right.
So right now,
whoever's ever tried to exercise or lose weight knows that.
Right.
Yes.
Now, some progressive employers are offering health coaching to their employees through programs like the company that I work with. I work with a company called Wellview that has contracts with different organizations. I work with people who work at Chick-fil-A, people who work at a big marketing company up in the Northeast, people who work at banks and other places. And Ready Ice, if you ever go to the grocery store and you see bags of ice that say Ready Ice, I work with those employees as well. And so sometimes if you work for a company that has a contract with a well-being company, then you have access to health coaching as part of your benefits of employment, and you should absolutely take advantage of it.
Yeah, I remember one time, and it was, I told you that when we were doing smoking cessation, that I had told people I would, that we would pay for coaching for tobacco cessation, and not one person did it. But I really think they had no idea what that was all about,
Yeah. Well, and that's why it's such a big job to inform and educate people about what health coaching is. Because once somebody does make the connection, then it's easier to get them to the next step of taking action. Right. Yes, I see a question.
Is there anyone in Tallahassee area? They are the coaches or the trainers where we can contact without the doctor referral or on your personal use?
So your question is there anybody in Tallahassee that you can contact with a doctor referral?
Without doctor referral, because the CHP doesn't cover for the coach or the trainer. So that's why I want to find out, do we have anyone in Tallahassee area like that?
I don't know of any physician's offices in Tallahassee that employ a health coach. So a health coach is a private out-of-pocket expense. So if you decide to work with a health coach at this point, it's something that you're paying for on your own. Mm-hmm. But that's absolutely available. I mean, there's people like me who work one-on-one with people to help them with their goals. And if you ever have questions about who would be the best coach for you in Tallahassee, then I'm happy to help you find the best person for you. But right now, I don't know of any physicians that have a health coach on staff.
Yeah.
Heather, are there a lot of coaches in Tallahassee?
For a while, you and I were the only certified coaches.
Yeah. So it's gotten to be a much bigger deal now. So
Pamela Chamberlain is a board certified health coach. Now her focus is in mindful eating, and you can be able to go to her website and see that that's her focus. And so, right away where her area of expertise and passion is. There are a couple of other health coaches. I don't really know them very well. But they are out there in Tallahassee. I know that there's one who works especially with like women going through menopause, and that's a specialty area. Being able to understand, those processes and, life balance and, just kind of change of life stuff. And then I think that an underserved group, which I don't want to work with, but somebody should, is new moms. That's a group of women who absolutely, there's a market there for
Yeah,
a really,
I would agree with you on
yeah.
that. Now I'll tell everybody on this call that you couldn't get a better health coach than Heather, or one that you will love more. You will fall in love with her for sure. Yeah. So maybe you should put your information up, Heather, in case anybody wants to contact you.
I can't do that. Hold on one
In
second.
the chat thing, and whatever, however you would want them to contact you, maybe you could put that in there.
Well, I'll just show you guys. I'll share my screen again. This is
On there.
See, the reason I'm asking, I'm a vegetarian. I know what I'm eating. I know it pretty much. I'm a healthy eater. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, but I'm trying to lose some more weight with my belly fat. Like I'm a short. I'm only 4'10". Like that is the struggle to me. Like I know in and out the healthy eating app is both my children are in the medical field, so they know they coach me. I mean, they don't coach me like they say, "Mom, you need to do this. Mom, you need to do that." But still, I'm like in the stuck. I'm never dropping the pounds, so I'm losing the inches since I started the intermittent fasting. So that's the only thing I changed. But I'm still not into the menopause. Maybe I am in between, so I got stuck in between there.
Well, Amelia and I work together, and I will tell you that she's vegetarian, total vegetarian, and cooks everything from scratch. And we've talked about it many times. It's really hard to imagine, you know, where her eating could get too much better. Once in a while, she makes brownies, but other than that, and they're so good, it's hard to eat just one. That's for sure.
I'm vegetarian also, and I can relate to that. And I'll share anecdotally. I just had a consultation with somebody who said, "I need to hire you to be my coach." And so we had a consultation, a clarity session. And at the end, I ended up referring her to a registered dietitian, colleague of mine, because of a lot of the same things that you just described. Saying, I'm vegetarian, I eat really healthfully, I feel like I'm doing everything that I should be doing, but I'm just not seeing the results that I want. And so what I encouraged her to do is to consult with a dietitian to have a real good look at your diet. Make sure that there aren't any big gaps that need to be filled, because that's not my area of expertise. And then once you've had that consult, then it's time to come and work with a coach if you're not sure where to start with implementing that plan.
So, do we have any good dietitians in Tallahassee? Do we have any?
Well,
Recommend, because some other people
Recommend. Yeah.
dietitian or and I really, I know Freddie Kay is a dietitian here, and Henry Hall, I believe. And other than that, I'm not sure who else is doing that now, practicing. Unless
I just typed into the chat. Now, this is my go-to dietitian. She lives in Atlanta. She does not live in Tallahassee. So this is an online consultation over video. But my recommendation is Carrie Martinez with Bloom RD. And see if I can find her website for you real quick. But she's in Atlanta.
But recently I saw my doctor, dietitian or something, the sign by the Mahan Drive next to the Ashley's Furniture. So it has the RX on it. So that's why I'm not even sure what are there commercial people, are there certified people? So I don't even know. I did not go inside.
It's so tricky. It really can be difficult to find somebody who is credible and who's the right fit for you. Freddie K, I've had clients and friends who have had a wonderful experience working with him, but he's not the best nutritionist or dietitian for everybody. It really is, it's important to have that consult and to have a frank and open conversation about what your needs are, and then listen to whether or not they are the best person for you. It's just it
Dietitians
can
do
be
that?
sometimes a gut feeling.
Will dietitians talk with you ahead of time and let you interview them to see if
If
person-
they don't, then go away. Anybody who is making themselves available to help you with your personal health and well-being should absolutely consult with you openly and answer any questions that you have before you pay them any money.
Yeah, and Moya and the rest of y'all, I'm trying to see if none of the rest of y'all go to Heather's, Krista's yoga class. I know Mitzi did for a long time, so she knows Krista, but she swears by Henry Hall. And do you know Henry Hall? And she said,
I know him by name. We've not met.
Yeah, I've never met him either, but I've heard fabulous things about him. She said he works with people nationally and internationally. I mean, and I don't know, she just couldn't say enough wonderful things about him. So he might be somebody else, Maria, that you want to talk to and interview.
That's good to know, because I've had a hard time finding a dietitian in Tallahassee that I can consistently refer to. And that's why I refer to Carrie all the time.
Well, back when I was training years ago, I heard he was one of the best, and Krista works really, really close with him. And I think he kind of goes even beyond. I don't know what I'll have to ask her about that. But Milia, if you're going to interview anybody to talk about, having a few sessions to see what they can tell you, I would definitely recommend Henry Hall.
Okay. Thank you, Mary.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Did you ever know Sandy Woodruff, Heather? I don't know. Still doing one-on-one. She used to do one-on-one, and she was good. She was on Oprah one time.
Really? Wow.
Did her show. Yeah, she's written a whole bunch of books, but I don't know if seems to me that she got into much more writing and publishing. She's had some big books published and more specific with certain diseases and illnesses and eating for them. So I don't know that she's doing one-on-one, Milia. What about the rest of y'all? No questions? Heather's such a wealth of knowledge. I think it's interesting because I think what I really hear you saying, and I don't know about the rest of y'all, I certainly saw this as a trainer, is that, a lot of times we can be told forever what to do. But if you got things internally that are keeping you from doing it, it's never going to happen.
Yep.
And it sounds like in looking at the whole life picture, the life balance, you can begin to find out if you're just so stressed that you're doing a lot of stress eating, or if even sleep habits can really affect your weight if you're not sleeping well. And I'm sure, relationship issues definitely, can affect it. So sometimes you got to get those things out of the way. And I think we were who were we on a talk with? I think it was either AFAF y'all, and I think most of y'all, I know Emma, you've been on most of them, and so have you, Fran and Mitzi. But the girl from the clerk's office, said that she could not lose weight until she figured out what was creating the problem in her life, that was creating low self-esteem or whatever it was. And she said, once I got that under control, the weight just started falling off. It was so easy to adapt the habits that you need to, but we all know what it's like to say, okay, I know what I need to eat. And then you eat that bowl of ice cream or those chocolates and what? And so, I'm no different.
One distinction that I like to make when explaining the difference between training and coaching, or dietitian and coaching, is I don't tell you what to do or what to eat. I help you figure out why you won't stop eating or why you can't get started exercising, and so the two go together. Like, I don't tell you what to do. I help you figure out why you're doing it.
Right. And I know as a personal trainer, I will tell you that I could not believe there were people that I trained for years and years and years, and they never changed. They never lost a pound. I think they just liked the relationship, and they liked the other women that they trained with, but they never, you never saw a difference in them. So, but they were happy and they were doing something. So, as long as they were okay with it.
Fran?
I have a question.
Okay.
Are there counselors in town that focus on weight problems or things that contribute to weight difficulties?
There probably are. Nobody comes to mind right away, although that's a really good thing for me to explore. And we have a shortage of therapists in Tallahassee. Life has been so stressful lately that it's hard to get into a counselor's office.
I've heard that. Yeah, and a lot of them are only doing Zoom, and people want that one-on-one too, I think.
Yeah. But that's a good question. And I think that a good place to start with that would be probably with the bariatric clinic. If they're doing a good job, then they should absolutely be incorporating counseling and coaching with weight loss surgery, because the two things are so intertwined. So I would think that they would be able to make a good recommendation, but since you've raised the question, I'm now going to find out. So I can
I think FF told us that the bariatric center, they call it the metabolic center, and they have weight loss programs, and then they have, the bariatric surgery, but they incorporate everybody, psychologists and dietitians and exercise people, and, they bring it all together.
Yeah.
So that might not be a bad place to just call and again ask and see what they have to offer.
That's what
I think CHP would cover that.
I don't think they do, but you could ask. I know that I was trying to help somebody find a therapist in some area, cognitive behavior or something, and I went to the CA. I think I emailed Mark, our CHP rep, and he said, "Oh, go to the website," and oh my gosh, there are pages and pages and pages of therapists on there, but they don't really give you their area of expertise. It was kind of frustrating.
I have found that also. I have found that word of mouth and is a more reliable way to find a good therapist. If you know somebody who's had a good experience with a counselor, and then also, just asking another therapist, they should be able to refer, because they have a network also and can, they each have their own focus area and should have colleagues that they can then say, oh, well, this person can help with that specific topic.
Okay, thanks.
And Fran, were you on AFAF's? I think you were on her Lunch and Learn, which was about the non-diet approach to help to weight loss.
You mean with Pam?
No, AFAF, AFAF. She's one that looks like Eva Longoria on Desperate Housewives. We talked about.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I had a time conflict.
Yeah, she's with TMH and works closely with the Bariatric and Metabolic Center. I'll send you her contact information. You might, ask her. You might go back, where all the recordings are.
Yes.
Okay, you might want to watch her recording. It's at AFAFQUSEM is her name. I don't even know how to say it. But I think hers is called the non-diet approach to weight loss, but she talked a lot about dietitians, and she recommended, just like Heather did, if you specifically want, to address eating issues, that you need to start with the dietitian, and that sometimes it only takes, a few sessions, that you don't have to to think about, you know, this is going to cost me X number of dollars for months and months and months. But go back, do you have that link of where it is? If you just go to the Working Well website, just Google Working Well. And if you go to what we do, community initiatives, and then Working Well University or community initiatives, it's the first thing that comes up is all of the recordings.
Okay.
So you can find it.
Emma put a message in the chat. It says, you know, it all starts from within. And yeah, that is so true. And it's something that I encounter a lot with coaching is somebody asking me if I can coach a member of their family. And many times the answer is probably not, until that person wants to do something with their life. Has to be an internal thing. Sometimes people will come to a coach and say, I just need you to motivate me. I can't help with that. I can help you figure out what motivates you and connect you to that and help you discover how to stay connected to that. But that external motivation is just not what a coach does, but that's a great job for a trainer. So yes, Emma's completely right. It starts from within, and your coach is going to be able to identify what stage of readiness you're in, and then help you know when you're ready to start.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, it's 12:58, so I think if we have no more, if we don't have any more questions, then we can get out of here. But Heather, thank you as always. You just did such a fabulous job. And I had texted Megan and go, did Eventbrite send out the thing? Because nobody, I mean, there were like 15 people signed up, and I don't know, but she said they got the reminder. She said, what a shame. They don't know what they're missing out on. Heather's so awesome. That's what Megan said. So we're very lucky. And I admire all of y'all that took the time to come and learn and to hear what Heather has to say. Fran, did you have your hand raised? I see a little hand by you.
That I just jumped right in and started talking.
Yeah, well, that's the way we really would like everybody to do. So does anybody else have anything else they want to say? Great information from Emma. Thanks. Yes, thank you, Heather.
If you have any other questions, or if I can ever be helpful, don't hesitate to reach out. I want everybody to have access to the tools that they need to live healthy, balanced lives. So let me connect you to the place in Tallahassee that's going to help.
Yeah, and we'll see Heather one more time. The very last session, I think it's May 5th. She and two other girls are going to do a panel about how to start a running program. So nothing I'm interested in, but I'll be tuned in to hear what y'all have to say. I hate running. All right, y'all. Have a great week. And I guess we're halfway through the week, right? And hopefully we'll see you next week. I'm trying to remember who's next week. Oh, I think Mary Waller is next week. Yeah. And she's been with she was with CRMC. She just recently retired for years, and she's an exercise physiologist, got a PhD, master's in it. I think she'll be really good too. All right. Thanks again, everybody.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.